Hi, I'm Chris. Thanks for tuning in to another one of our YouTube product reviews. Today we're at this Stoneleigh Tent Show having a look at Kampa's brand new range for 2017. So behind me we've got the Hayling 6 Classic Air. Now you might know this from sort of the last 3 or 4 years whilst it's been going. It's been super popular. It's had some really great tweaks to it. So this actual tent comes in Hayling 6 Classic Air. It comes in the Hayling 6 Air with the airframe but in the polyester fabric. 6,000mm hydrostatic head, and it also comes in a poled version in the polyester as well. So there's 3 different types. So the one we've got here is the polycotton version. So polycotton being great for like real breathability. So it's got these fibers that join together like this. When it's hot and when it's sunny, the fibers are sort of away from each other, the weave is away from each other, so it allows the tent to breathe. And then when it rains, it all just closes up and swells up and doesn't allow any of the water in. So that's the idea behind polycotton. So brand new for 2017 with all the pro airframe tents, it comes this new quick pitch system, which personally I think is brilliant. You see how windy it is today and you can see how solid this is. It not only makes it more solid but also makes it easier to pitch. So you've got these blue sort of ribbons that basically there's one in each corner, so all the 4 corners have the blue ribbon, and you basically find each corner, peg that one out and then pump it up. And then they've replaced all the pegging points with strapped guy lines. So you've got this triangulation going on, which makes it sturdier, but it also means there's less pegging points. So you're basically not having to peg anywhere near the tent. You're just pegging out these guy lines or big webbing straps. And that makes so much difference to sort of putting up the tent, how long it takes you. I mean, you appreciate with air tents, the idea behind them is to have like a quick pitch system, but then if you've got to go around and peg it all out, then you've got to peg all the guy lines out. It takes quite a long time. The idea is it's cutting down on the time that you're putting up the tent, which is brilliant. I think it's a great system. Okay, so standard with all the Kampa airframe tents, you've got the standard valve, which is a non-return valve if you take off the top lid, and then a fully deflation valve if you take that. So it makes it a bit quicker to sort of deflate it, but then when you're inflating it, you're not getting the problem of air leaking out when you're trying to pump. So that's a good little system, and then you've got sock that goes over the top of it just to hide it and keep it tidy. With this actual tent that we're looking at, we've actually got on the front of this a new zip-on canopy. So the actual tent stops. You'll see in the Hayling 6 standard, the tent stops here. You've then got the optional canopy that zips on here and then pegs back, so it keeps it from flapping around, makes it real secure. And then again, the Hayling 6 doesn't have any front door. The actual canopy that comes out the front of the Hayling 6 is totally open. So, you know, great for sort of hanging stuff out or putting wet stuff in, or just hanging out if it's a nice day. But if UK standard weather comes in, it starts raining, it's windy, might be worth having a look at the vestibule, which is on the front of this. So on this one, you've got the canopy and the vestibule, which again zips on and just acts as a big barn door. So similar to what the Croyd had, where you've got that big door opening and you can cover the front canopy, this is what the vestibule does. So for a little bit extra, you can just buy the vestibule and add it to the front of the Hayling 6. Okay, so the airframe itself in this is actually quite well specifically done. You can see this is basically the start of the Hayling, but you can see how they're actually pre-bent, and what the pre-bent does is gives you is a bit more space, usable space side to side. If I stand in it sort of this side, it means I get a lot more headroom than something that arcs at the same sort of bend the whole way through. So you get that little extra headroom and a little bit more feeling for space. So moving in on the inside, you'll see we get the Velcro down ground sheet on this front bit of canopy area. And then you get a smaller door that basically doesn't open fully, but allows you to get into the main part of the tent. Windows on both sides, which have toggle up curtains. The beams themselves come with a very heavy denier nylon on the outside. I mean, they've been tried, tested now for 5 or 6 years. They still go strong, you know, there's no problems with them. So you've got the inner tube on the inside of the black heavy duty nylon, and then you've got the sheath that keeps them in place and keeps them tight in the tent, stop them from sort of moving side to side. Into the bedroom compartment, this one actually has got 2 bedrooms, so for 6 people you've got 2 bedrooms, and then if we open up the bedrooms, you'll see that it's got a zipped divider. So if you've got a family or you want to be close to sort of your kids that you're sleeping in there, you can just totally open up the divider, and if you have got, these zips are actually quite clever because they run right along the ground, so they will fit if you've got a bit of spillage over with an airbed, or you want to fit a few extra airбeds in, it will sit on top of it rather than there being a lip. Nice pelmet pockets on there as well, so you can, for storage, and quite key, you know, easy spotting, colour coordinated left and right and middle tabs for the actual bedroom when you're putting it up. Cable entry on both sides, and then you've got just the one door back here with a mesh lining, and then the outer door. So if you did want to sort of leave the door open to allow some ventilation, you have got a mesh bit there to stop any sort of insects coming in, or if you want to stop someone getting out, if you've got someone in here that you don't want getting out, or pet or whatever, then that's pretty useful as well. Okay, so for all you geeks out there, and myself included for this one, you've got a really clever thing developed this year by Kampa. So what they've done is they've developed this light track system, which is actually a flexible LED cable, which will Velcro onto this and onto the back, and then they've all got these sort of Velcro receivers that you can just literally basically Velcro a strip light onto, and then take the power cord out, and you've got dimmable lights automatically in your tent with a remote control, which is great. I love it. Okay, so we've just been looking at the Hayling 6 Pro Classic Air, so in the poly cotton with the vestibule and the actual canopy on the front. So move across into the polyester version, Hayling 6 in its true form without the canopy. Still, you'll notice it's got all of the new quick pitch system, and you can see the blue tabs at the front that I was talking about in the corners, so you just pull it out, peg it out real quick. You've still got the option of zipping on the canopy with this one, that doesn't change, same with all of their Pro models. But yeah, so Hayling 6, great. Personally, I think is a great size tent. It's ideal, especially if you do want something where the bag size isn't too big. This is my sort of opinion on the tent. If you want something nice and big without the bag size being too huge, you could go with this tent, add the canopy and add the vestibule, and then you've got sort of 3 bags that aren't ridiculously big sized compared to some of the other bigger family tents, so you can break them down a little bit if you're struggling with the weight of them. So just a little tip, sort of a little bit of a sort of Chris Jones tip. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching one of our videos. If you want any more information on this tent, then cruise across to our website. You can find the product specification, you know, the material specifications, the floor plans, the exact areas, the meterage, the dimensions, and any more information. If you want to ask us any questions, then give us a call or drop us an email. But thanks again for watching one of our YouTube videos. If you want to subscribe, there's always videos going up live of our tent shows that we go to or any other products that we stock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.